Lee Harvey Oswald was a poor young man, a high school dropout and a Marine Corps veteran. He was a Southerner who was originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, and moved to Dallas, Texas during his childhood. He had a history of behavioral problems and had mental issues. On a hot afternoon of November 22, 1963, the crowds on the streets of Dallas, Texas made way for the presidential campaign event for the 1964 re-election. The presidential convertible slowly paraded onto the street as the crowd happily cheered and waved at them. It was a 1961 Lincoln Continental convertible limousine that carried 6 passengers. It was custom built with an open top designed for the president and other leaders. In the back seat of the convertible seated President John F. Kennedy with his wife, Jacqueline Kennedy, who was the first lady. In the middle seated Governor John Connally of Texas, also with his wife, Nellie Connally. In the front seat were the 2 Secret Service agents. One was a passenger named Roy Kellerman and the driver was William Greer. The presidential convertible was accompanied by at least 2 policemen riding on motorcycles. Inside the building of the Texas School Book Depository, where Oswald worked at, when Lee Harvey Oswald heard about President Kennedy visiting Dallas, he had an evil plan to kill President Kennedy. He had a rifle hidden inside his duffel bag. Without being caught by anyone, Oswald carried his hidden rifle and began walking upstairs to his secret sniper room, which it was on the 6th floor. Inside the secret room filled with storage boxes, which it was a perfect hiding place for him to start shooting President Kennedy. He took his rifle out of his duffel bag and stood up near the open window. He aimed and pointed his rifle out the open window to target President Kennedy riding in a presidential convertible. When the presidential convertible drove past by the Texas School Book Depository building, Oswald fired his rifle for the first time but missed his target on President Kennedy. He reloaded his rifle to make his second shot. When Oswald fired his rifle for the second time, the bullet went through President Kennedy's collarbone and then through Governor Connally's right shoulder. They were both badly injured. Oswald once again reloaded his rifle. As he fired his rifle for the 3rd time, the second bullet fatally went through President Kennedy's back skull. After he fatally shot President Kennedy, Oswald hid his rifle between the boxes and fled the scene of the crime. He rushed downstairs while on his way out of the building. While on his way out of the building, he ran into the police officer who was from the lunchroom. He recognized him and identified him as Lee Harvey Oswald and decided to let him go. Oswald calmly left the building without anyone noticing anything suspicious about him. After he left the book depository building, Oswald tried to take the bus, but it got stuck in traffic due to commotion of the assassination shooting incident that he caused. He took the taxi cab to make his quick getaway instead. He was then dropped off to the boarding house to change his clothes and to put on his jacket. He quickly put his jacket on and rushed out to the door. He then left the boarding house in a hurry so he wouldn't get caught suspiciously. While Oswald was walking downtown, Officer J.D. Tippit stopped him for a suspicious activity. To avoid conflict, Oswald pulled out his revolver and shot Officer Tippit, killing him instantly. He then fled the scene afterwards. As Oswald walked into the nearby movie theater, he didn't pay the ticket, so the security had to call the police on him. When the police arrived at the movie theater, Oswald was arrested and was taken into custody. At the Parkland Memorial Hospital, President Kennedy never regained consciousness as doctors tried their efforts to revive him. He tragically passed away as America mourned for him. He was the 4th president to be assassinated while in office after Abraham Lincoln, James Garfield and William McKinley. On November 24, 1963, 2 days after Oswald's arrest for the suspicion of President Kennedy's murder while still in custody, nightclub owner Jack Ruby pulled out his gun and yelled at him, "You shot and killed the president, you son of a bitch." Jack Ruby then started shooting Oswald. Oswald collapsed to the floor. His last words were,
"I've been shot."
He then lost consciousness due to a lot of blood loss. After shooting Oswald, officers arrested Jack Ruby for that. At the Parkland Memorial Hospital, the same hospital where President Kennedy passed away 2 days ago, Lee Harvey Oswald never regained consciousness and was pronounced dead. He was 24 years old. Though he was shot before putting on trial, his motivation of killing John F. Kennedy was unclear. There was no clear explanation as to why he did it. Many people had made up theories about Oswald's motivation and backstory that lead to killing President Kennedy so coldly. Even though there are no easy answers, President Kennedy was a great president and will still be deeply missed. Thank you for watching and learning from this video.